What's going on, y'all? It's off Take J. You know me for the Take for Take podcast. Obviously, this will be posted on there. But what you all don't know, we do talk about sports. We talk about American comics as well, DC, Marvel, all that good jazz. But one of the bigger things that I like to discuss and I don't talk about as much, I have a chance to, is anime and manga. And this one, I've been reading for some time now. Just picked it back up because I'm hearing that it's still going. It's been a few years, but I was looking for something dark, gritty. Shonen is always cool, but in this particular case, this is something a little bit out of my comfort zone and maybe for yours too. So I want to talk about a manga that kind of when I first started reading it really unsettled me called Mad by Yusuke Otori, right? It's been with Shonen Jump for since 2024. And if you haven't read it yet, proceed with caution. Um, just quick warning that this is not exactly what we call cozy read. We're talking about alien body horror, captivity, cult violence, and it does touch on some like sexual violence too. But I'm not going to be too graphic about that. I'll let you read it yourself. So far, like I said, I'm jumping back into it. When I first started, may have had like 10 chapters, and I see it now circulating through people as far as like Reddit and other stuff, and I'm happy that it's still around and it's back. So I jump back into it. But here's the premise. Earth's been invaded by these alien life forms. Humanity's basically been wiped out, and now we follow a guy named John, right? Former farmer trying to survive with memory of his dead sister Emma and kind of guiding him like along the way. You will see that. You'll see that during the what's name. So that's a spoiler. I'm sorry, but you will see that. But here's the twist that makes like Mad not just like another like apocalyptic story. At some point, John eats some alien meat and then he starts to transform. Right? So now you get the horror of the transformation and all that stuff, right? So I'm not gonna say it's entertaining because it's not like I like to see people suffer, but seeing the struggle, you're able to get that from just reading itself, seeing his face, seeing the dialogue and all that stuff. John just trying to do the right thing, right? So let's talk about art style for a second. It does not look as polished as a lot of shonen. It's rougher, very like pen to paper s, like scratchy line work, heavy ink, and it's not exactly trying to be pretty, and it's not a pretty series. So it's trying to make you uncomfortable, and honestly, for me, when I first started, I thought it was gonna be trash, but it works. It's where I get to cluster eyes. You get the horror imagery through the book. Like if this was elevated or this was a blueprint, I know you all remember the first scans of One Punch Man, at least when I was reading it first, and people had to see it until it got the updated artwork. So I think that this could follow suit. I doubt it will actually be a series. It's on along the lines of like the Gantz. I can't put anything Berserk, but it's Shonen Jump, but it's really Shonen Jump Plus, but it's really really dark, right? So I'll give you kind of overview. In chapters 1 through 9 ish, early in the introduction, we go to Jericho, a military kind of facility, survivors led by a former colonel, and then they've got these things called like adapters. People could turn the aliens on purpose, which right away tells you that this book isn't going to give you a clean like good guy protagonist. Five, this character seems like he pushes the lines of a lot of things, and chapter's name like confinement and punishment kind of just gives you the overall. This is about to be a great series. And it's honestly darker turns. The more that I engage and I really like reading it. The invasion is the backdrop. The real horror is like how humans interact, stuff like that. Things that you would think and being portrayed in movies that the humans are the real monsters, right? Theme like Walking Dead. Not gonna say that you're getting zombies or anything like that. To me, they look more like I want to say like Alien versus Predator, the Alien series essentially. That's what they kind of remind me of. But it starts off pretty like starts off pretty like subtle and happy, then it takes a turn for the worse, and then boom, we're just in it, right? We're just in it, and I mean, describe some of the scenes. I don't want to give away too much. I think I've given away enough of the theme itself. Just try to get you engaged and captured. But characters seem to have their own ideology. It seems that it's like really dark, and I'm just gonna go ahead and continue to just hit home with some of the like the titles of the chapters. Awakening, Massacre. Like, these are all things that obviously may not turn good, may turn bad for other things, other people in general. So right now I'm on chapter 18 and I'm just kind of catching up and blitzing through it. I think it's on chapter 52, so I'll be posting like, as I'm going through the series, how I feel about it, why it's still entertaining and so forth. But I'm also here to say like why it may not work for everybody, right? Mad is in a post-apocalyptic like crowd. Alien invading space is just it just refuses to let any group to be safe, right? That's the biggest thing. Like no one is safe. There's other factions are messed up. You have like small family units, refugees and stuff like that, where there's people that's eating people like hills have eyes. Sorry for the spoiler, but you'll see along. This and like I said, I think it's 50 something chapters. It's only first 18 I'm in. But I'll be honest, also where it might lose some readers is relentless. There's no chapter where you really get to exhale, and I would assume that would be the situation if this was put in a feature film, show, anything like that. It's hope, mixed in with horror, and this may be something that you may not be into, but personally, I'm a horror fan. Um, I watch them all, good, bad, the ugly, all that stuff. So I can understand why some people may not be in the comfort of horror, and it gets close to something like a lot of killing. You get like maybe some serial killers. It touches on all those things, so I can understand where it doesn't work for some people, but it absolutely works for me. Um, so like I said, I'm still on chapter 18. Alien invasion horror on the surface, but the story is really about survival and cause people psychologically, and does not look away from the ugliest parts of that. So when you read, if you read, I'm not going to spoil too much. I'm going to continue reading, but hey, I think everybody should give it a try if you're into those things. All right, like I said, pen to paper is it's the art style helps you digest it a little better, and I think that helps a lot because if it wasn't, if we're talking Tokyo Ghoul style or any type of higher I guess artwork, it could be rough for some. But with that being said, go check out Matt. I'll be dropping videos about how I like certain manga, reading certain manga and so forth. So with that being said, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what other series you all like, so I could just go ahead and burn it through them and make a video on them and engage with you all. With that being said, see y'all in the next video. See y'all in the next live stream. Peace.